it was our very first time that we were to engage expats from a different nation. Everyone does a little bit of everything, but Orbit does bring in that cultural element.
Welcome everyone. I'm Prateek Agarwal, co-founder at Expat Orbit. And today we have a very special guest with us, Santanu, HR Director at Majorel. Shantanu, thank you for joining us today. And would you like to talk about this critical project that Majorel had before you actually discovered Expat Orbit?
Definitely, Prateek. Thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure engaging with Expat Orbit now that we've experienced Expat Orbit. Largely, if I would want to take everyone backwards, when we actually got the project, and that was quite some time back, maybe a year back or 10 months before, we had this first project which had come, and it was our very first time that we were to engage expats from a different nation. And these were expats, these were actually language specialists. So, of course, we went ahead and took the project, but prior to that, of course, we met a lot of partners, and what we understood was, after meeting a lot of partners, is everyone does a little bit of everything, but we couldn't find that one-stop shop solution which actually does an end-to-end. When I say end-to-end, it means, hey, can you source for me in this particular location, in this particular country? B, would you be able to represent Majorel and its values in the right manner without any discriminatory sourcing or hiring strategies? How would you manage the work permits locally? How would you manage the visas, the embassies at both the countries? What is the time that we'll be able to migrate them in? What are the compliances that we need to do? From the time they come in, or it's like trying to figure out all of these things. What kind of salary component should be there? How do we bring in all these people and get them to stay at a place in a new country, in a new location, without compromising on the cultural experience. So I think that element also needs to be spoken about. Expat Orbit does bring in that cultural element, that cultural alignment with their technological tools, of course. The ability to also scout for economic residences, at the same time being able to manage the expectations of the employee and, of course, the company and the client, of course, for us. All of this and much more, we never thought we would get there, we found that you guys were doing like everything, but when it's always the first time, we were also very, very hesitant about these things. But when we experienced it, I think we found that it was really a very smooth, seamless journey. And even the last bit about processing payroll, ensuring compliances and all of that, I think all of that together truly sums up Expat Orbit as the name Expat Orbit, and everything that comes with it. So I think kudos to you and the team, Prateek. Great job done.
Thank you. So, one-stop solutions is actually the core and the very core and foundation of Expat Orbit. And really, thank you. You brought this up in the beginning of this conversation itself.